If you think Eastern Europe is just gray and depressing, prepare to be completely proven wrong. Hungary will hit you like a punch to the gut, in the best possible way. Budapest, the queen of the Danube. Forget Paris and Vienna for a moment. Budapest is that city you don't expect, but that conquers you from the very first instant. The Danube divides it into two souls. Buda, aristocratic and silent on the hills, and Pest, lively and commercial on the plain. But it's precisely this contrast that makes it magnetic. The thermal baths aren't just a tourist attraction, they're a real way of life. At the Second baths, you'll find yourself playing chess in 100-degree water, surrounded by Hungarians of all ages who consider this their sacred moment of the day. An experience that will teach you much more about the local mentality than any tourist guide. The Hungarian parliament isn't just beautiful to photograph, it's the third largest in the world. And when you see it illuminated in the evening from the chain bridge, you'll understand why Budapest is called the Pearl of the Danube. But the real magic lies in the details that hit-and-run tourists miss. The hidden courtyards of the Jewish quarter, the ruin bars created from bombed buildings, the cellars where you drink the best Hungarian wine away from the crowds. Budapest's central market is a world apart. It's not the usual tourist market. Here, Hungarians actually do their shopping. Among the stalls, you'll find cheeses that don't exist anywhere else, cured meats aged according to recipes passed down through generations, and that famous langos that taste like childhood to every Hungarian. The market's architecture itself tells the city's story. Wrought iron and red bricks in Art Nouveau style, an elegance that resists time and mass tourism. Walking through Budapest's streets in the evening, when the lights come on and the crowds thin out, you discover a completely different city from the daytime one. Literary cafes fill with local intellectuals, wine bars hidden in basements. Welcome those who know where to find them, and bookstores stay open late because here culture has no schedule. It's in these moments that you understand that Budapest isn't just beautiful. It's alive. The charm of Hungarian women. And here we come to a chapter that deserves particular attention. Hungarian women have something special that goes beyond physical beauty, which is undeniable anyway. There's a combination of natural elegance and strong character that makes them unique in the European panorama. They're not just beautiful in the classic sense, they have a presence, a self-awareness that's immediately noticeable. Perhaps it's thanks to their history, of a people who have always had to fight to maintain their identity. Or perhaps it's that combination of Asian and European genes that has created such particular features. High cheekbones, expressive eyes, often an intense green that you don't easily forget. But what strikes you most is their intelligence. Hungarian women are on average very educated, often speak 3 or 4 languages, and have a culture that spans from literature to classical music. When you talk with them, you realize it's not just about external beauty. There's substance, there's depth. They're women who know what they want and aren't afraid to say it. In Budapest's historic cafes like Café Gerbeau or the New York Cafe, you can observe this elegance in action. It's not ostentatious, it's not forced, it's as natural as breathing. You'll see women of all ages who maintain a bearing that in Italy we lost decades ago. It's not a matter of expensive clothes or perfect makeup. It's really a way of moving, of presenting themselves to the world that betrays a different education. There's also an aspect that's often undervalued: the relationship with men. Hungarian women have a European mentality but maintain a respect for traditional dynamics that's rare to find today. They're not submissive, indeed often they're the ones in charge, but they do it with a femininity that never conflicts with their strength. It's a delicate balance that many cultures have lost. And let's also talk about physique, because it would be hypocritical not to. Hungary has one of the highest percentages of women considered among the most beautiful in Europe. It's not just an impression. There's a particular genetics, the result of centuries of crossbreeding between Asian and European populations. The result is women with unique features: fair but warm skin, hair often ash blonde or golden brown, and those eyes that can be blue, green, or hazel, but always intense. In Budapest's gyms, and there are tons of them here, you'll see that Hungarian women have a serious approach to fitness. It's not vanity, it's wellness culture. They stay in shape not to appear, but to feel good. And it shows, because at 50, many of them have a physique that here in Italy we'd consider exceptional for a 30-year-old. Beyond Budapest, hidden Hungary. But Hungary isn't just its capital. Lake Balaton isn't called the Hungarian Sea by chance. It's a world apart, where summer is lived differently. The towns along its shores, like Tihany or Balaton Fjord, have a retro charm that takes you back in time. Here in summer, families arrive from all over Central Europe, and you'll understand why Balaton is considered the heart of Hungarian summer. Tihany is special. It rises on a peninsula that extends into the lake and is famous for its Benedictine abbey and lavender fields. Yes, you heard right, lavender in Hungary. In late July, when it blooms, the entire peninsula smells like Provence, but without the crowds and without the French prices. Eger, the wine city, will make you discover that Hungarians produce some of the best reds in Europe. In the cellars carved into the tuff, you can taste the famous bull's blood, a name that tells a story of resistance against Ottoman invaders. Legend says that Hungarian defenders drank so much red wine that the Turks thought they drank bull's blood to be so brave. The reality is that this wine really has something special, a full body and character that tells of the volcanic soil from which it's born. And then there's Pécs, a UNESCO heritage site, where contemporary art coexists with 2,000 years of history. A city that many Europeans don't even know where it is, but which has a more vibrant, cultural life than many capitals. Its museums tell stories ranging from the Romans to today, passing through the Ottoman occupation that left mosques transformed into churches in unique architectural syncretism. Debrecen, the country's second city, is the heart of Hungarian Protestant culture. Here you'll understand an aspect of Hungary that often escapes notice. It's not just Catholic like Austria, but has a strong Reformed tradition that has influenced the pragmatic and hardworking mentality of Hungarians. Debrecen's great temple is the symbol of this Protestant Hungary, austere but not sad. The real Hungary, traditions and modernity. Hungarians have maintained their unique language in the world. Magyar doesn't resemble any other European language. It belongs to the Finno-Ugric branch, related only to Finnish and Estonian, but so different that a Hungarian and a Finn would never understand each other. This linguistic isolation has preserved traditions that have disappeared elsewhere. Real Hungarian folk music has nothing to do with the romantic violins of tourist restaurants. Hungarian cuisine is much more than goulash and paprika. Try langos at Budapest's Central Market. Taste kurtuskalak still warm. Discover the wines of the Tokaj and Eger regions. Every dish tells a story of Ottoman, Austrian, Slavic influences, a melting pot of flavors that reflects the country's geographical position. Real goulash, the one Hungarians eat, isn't a thick soup like what they serve in tourist restaurants. It's more like a rich broth with meat and vegetables, often served with homemade pasta. And paprika isn't just the spicy red one we know. There are dozens of varieties, some sweet, others smoked, that give depth and character to dishes without burning your mouth. Hungarian sweets deserve a separate chapter. Dobos torte, with its layers of almond paste and caramel, is just the beginning. Try rétés, Hungarian strudel, with ricotta and raisins, or somlói galuska, a spoon dessert that's pure poetry for the palate. Not to mention kurtuskalaks, the sweet chimney you find in street stalls. Brioche dough wrapped in a spiral, cooked over coals and sprinkled with sugar and cinnamon. Hungarian craftsmanship preserves ancient techniques. Herend ceramics are considered among the best in the world. Napoleon III chose them for his table, and they're still a symbol of elegance today. The traditional embroidery of Kolossa, with their vivid colors and floral motifs, tell of a peasant tradition that is transformed into art. Why Hungary will surprise you. Hungary is that country that will make you feel like explorers in a Europe you thought you knew. It's close enough to reach easily, and from Milan it's 6 hours by car through stunning landscapes, different enough to make you feel in another world. Prices are still accessible, quality is high, and above all, it hasn't been ruined by mass tourism yet. Hungarians have a particular relationship with us Italians. They respect us, admire us, but don't imitate us. They've maintained their strong identity, and this is reflected in everything. In architecture that mixes Eastern and Western influences, in music that preserves ancient Asian melodies, in a mentality that's European but with something indefinably different. And when you return home, you'll discover you've lived in authentic Europe made of real people and real stories. Hungary doesn't try to please everyone at all costs, and it simply is itself. And perhaps that's its greatest charm. In a world where everything tends to look alike, Hungary remains unique. And that, believe me, is priceless.